All right, I'm going to add a couple of useful items to my boat here in the garage. I don't think I've mentioned it before in the past. I am not done modifying this boat. I've got quite a few more things that I need to do to the boat. I'm going to do a couple of modifications right now, and then I'm going to show you at least one thing I'm going to be doing in the future. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add cleats to the boat. This boat did not come with cleats, my Excel Catfish Pro 21. Now, the boat that I got before this, the Excel Bay Pro 203, it actually did come with cleats, so I don't know why they didn't put any on this boat. However, I got an awesome solution to my cleat problem. I've got these track cleats. They go in the track system, like so, and that's where they lock down. So I can unscrew this, hopefully far enough that I can actually get it in the track. And with a little bit of forcing, well, I took it all the way out. I don't know if I'll be able to force that in there. A little bit bigger, but I can put it through the hole that they pre-drilled here, which is what I did with some of the other parts on this boat. Just to here, yep, the cleat goes into the track. This is actually meant for a kayak, but I think it will be perfectly fine for my boat. I never put any real pressure on these, except for if an anchor is hung, so I won't use these to break an anchor. But I will use it to tie it to trees and other stuff. Yeah, that's solid. So it's perfect for tying off to trees, maybe a dock if the water isn't rough. It does feel solid enough that it might be able to handle that, but in the end, it is plastic. And because it's in a track system, I can loosen it and move it to wherever I want. Now I'm going to put this one on the other side. On this side, I've got a useless trolling motor bracket, which might present a problem if I can't get this in here. I want to get a hammer. All right. Might go in. There we go. I'd say there is a hole right here, but I'd have to take this bracket off, and I don't know what I did with my square bit that Marine Specialist gave me. I was talking to Marine Specialist about how Excel put all these square screws in, and I wanted to get in the console so I could do some wiring. So what they did was they gave me a little bit driver that has a square head, and I have conveniently lost it. So I hope I don't have to give that back. Put it in there. Fiddle with this till it starts. There we go. There we go. Now this one I won't be able to move too far because the bracket's in the way and the gas tank's in the way. So now I got two of these on the front, and hopefully someday I can afford two more for the back of the boat. Now let's add something else to the boat. Well, look what I found here. It's the square tip bit. I might have to give that back to Marine Specialists. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but you can get those cleats at the SmackDown Catfishing website. It's my understanding that they designed them and now they're selling them. And they're designed after the rod holder bases that go into tracks. Now, the second accessory I'm adding is going right here. And as you can see, I've got a Rapella magnetic tool holder. I actually had one of these on my other boat, on my bay boat. I liked it enough that I put it on this one already. And what I'm going to put beside it is this tackle webs thing that I found at Academy Sports. It's a giant pocket that attaches right here somehow. I don't know exactly how this attaches. It looks like you use Velcro. It fits there perfectly. Now I would put a rod holder here. However, you can see the base comes out. And when I put my rod holder, which is buried over there on here, the bottom is just getting bottomed out on this. I couldn't put my big rods here. So I decided, why not just make tackle storage right here? And it's Velcro, Velcro, Velcro. So I guess you got to Velcro this thing on. There's a QR code on here. Here, you guys can scan that if you want. And read the instructions for me. This should be pretty simple. These probably just have an adhesive on them. And they cut them to length. Yeah. So I need to be able to clean this off. And then I'm going to put this on here. Because there is stuff on here. That's actually... Oh yeah, that's coming off. That's gross skipjack probably. So I'm going to grab some rubbing alcohol and a towel. And I'm going to clean this up before I put the sticky on. Now, funny thing, I've already done this. For my Talon remote. So I could either leave my Talon remote right here to use, or I can take it off and take it with me wherever else on the boat, or even, to my truck. And this industrial strength Velcro is holding this on really good. Only time will tell if it, goes bad or whatever. But I can always scrape it off and do something else. All right. It's always good to clean the surface before we put any kind of sticky anything on. When you're catfishing, you sure do get gunk everywhere, all over the boat. All right, let's put the first one on. There's probably better ways to do this, but I'm going to eye it. The boat is not level forward to back on the trailer, so I have to eye it by this line and the Rapala, whatever. I'd be close, won't be perfect. That looks pretty good. How does this go on here? So if I put this right here and right here, it should be perfect to this. Yep, we're close. Very close. I might go in just a smidge. Maybe down a smidge too. Hope that works. Looks like it's working to me. There we go. And here's the bottom part. Put it right there. Now, let's see what this looks like. Top. Side, the bottom, side, bottom. It's not perfectly square, but it's holding it in place. Now, I have a place to put my sinkers instead of the floor. That should hold them in place. Cool. I actually bought a box to put the sinkers in, to put in here. Let me grab it. It will be a much better idea to store my sinkers in a box instead of on my rod, on my lines. That looks pretty good. Let's see if my dragging sinkers will fit. There we go. Now we're cooking with fire. And it looks like I do have room to put something right here. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think I should put right there? I'm actually glad this is using Velcro. That means I don't have to drill any holes into my live well on accident. So that worked out pretty good. Now let me show you something else I already added to the boat and something I'm going to be doing in the future. I added this to the boat. This is from Fishing Specialties. They make a bracket for an Excel, and this holds one of their poles for a Panoptix live scope. I want to put a live scope on this boat at some point, and this is just kind of a test location. Maybe I can sit here, have a live scope out pointed towards the back of the boat to see when the catfish swim up to my bait. I can also use it to scan around looking for bait, and because this is in the track system, I could remove it from here and move it to the front if I wanted to. I have absolutely no idea when I will be able to afford a live scope, but this is a start. And who knows, I might get an active target or the hummingbird version instead. They do make the poles for each version. And I'm not sponsored by these guys in any way. I am friends with SmackDown Rod Holders, the ones who made the cleats. Now the last thing I want to show you, corners for my live well. I've got 4 of these. I've already painted them, and I'm going to either epoxy or 5200 them into the corner of my live well. And that is kind of, I guess, a secret that everybody knows. When you have shad, like gizzard shad, if you have them in a square tank, they will swim into the side of that square, right in the corner, until they die. This should keep them from doing that. When it's glued in the side, they will hit this and go around. It's like having a round bait tank. At least in theory, I hope it works. This is just some spare aluminum a buddy had, and his dad can bend metal. So he bent these at 45-degree angles so I can glue them at the 90-degree corners. Now, I haven't done this yet. I'm actually waiting to figure some things out. And I'm not done with the boat. There's a few more things that I want done to the boat before I do that. And I don't know if I'm going to make a video about modifying the live well yet. There are multiple good reasons why I shouldn't. Although it would be really good to advertise that I can striper fish out of this Catfish Pro once the modification is done, if it works right. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Catfish boat mod video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up. And as always, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to actually watch this video. I really, really appreciate it. Feel free to leave comments of any other things you think I need to do to this boat. My ears and my eyes are wide open to any suggestion. Eventually, I will do a highlight video of this boat that will start out with a drone video. So stay tuned for that. It will happen eventually. There's been a few things I've been waiting on forever for the boat before I do a drone video. and I don't know when some of those things are going to happen. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.